No, I don't think so.
What would better that?
We win next week. Yeah, we played well today. Yeah. We played well today. We tackled well. Our intensity at the ball was good. Our attitude was better than what it was last week, and it needs to be at that level for next week as well. So you look forward to 6 days' time to replicate, if not the same, very, very close to the standard we set today.
Did you learn something that shook the group, made them realise or crystallised in their mind exactly what was required? Because one of the things that today, you didn't just get in front by 7 goals, you kept going, it was 10 and 12 and 15, there was no stopping.
Oh, I think they've known the level they've got to get to. We just didn't show it last week against West Coast. So we need to show it again next week. Because next week is the challenge. We've played well today. We had an even contribution across the board from every player. We expect that every week. We need to get it again next week. The game doesn't change much. If your attitude's right and your effort's there, then you'd like to think you give yourself a chance to win the game. That's what we did today.
So you think that'll be a bigger challenge next week because this week they've so much challenge?
Absolutely. The next game is always the great challenge. And the week after that will be another challenge. And the week after that will be another challenge. And you know what happens the week after that? It's another challenge.
The external stuff that went on this week, the commentary about yourself and the players, do you think that drove the players a bit, or was it something else?
I think our performance against West Coast was poor, and we got an even contribution this week. I mean, the way we played, I said after the press conference that we deserved the scrutiny for us to be put under because of our performance last week.
Right at half time, you let the advantage sleep, or did you feel like it was just...
Sorry, say that again?
At
half time?
Yeah, we worried that the advantage slip away, but come back by the last 2 goals.
Well, the stats at half time said that they were all in our favour, weren't they?
So you was confident that you were...
The stats at half time said that they were coming our way. You saw the stats, so did I read it.
Was it just finishing, kicking for goals?
We missed some opportunities in the first quarter. Yeah, we missed a couple in the second quarter. But I think the start, if we'd put some more scoreboard pressure on it early, we were the important fundamentals of the game were, the numbers were telling us they were coming our way. So we had to persist. And the players, to their credit, because the game's about the players and their effort eventually shown on the scoreboard more second half than it did the first half. The last 2 or 3 minutes of the second quarter where they got 2 late goals probably sort of took the advantage away that we'd built. That was disappointing.
You brought players in who have been knocking on the door for a couple of weeks, added Bates and Warnock, and with pleasure, how they all responded.
Yeah, no, they contributed well. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
How hard were the last 2 days for you?
Oh, you get to the training, you train, you expect a good performance, and we didn't provide it last week. So the scrutiny's going to be there. And the scrutiny doesn't change. The results determine what's written and what's said. So we're under no illusion of the events that took place last week. And the players, to their credit, responded well, and we had an even contribution. So they were good today, but they've got to be as good next week because we've got another opponent that we need to win.
I appreciate you present a very even public per se, win, lose or draw, but I'm just wondering how satisfying it was today. And I know you talk about next week is the great challenge. That's that could be looked at depending on how the rest of the season goes. It's a very pivotal week for this club and for you. Just wondering how satisfying it was today.
It's satisfying to see your players perform well. I mean, the game's about the players. See, 5 of you write down the game's about the players. So the rest of you are obviously unsure about it. But they're the ones who actually contribute. They're the ones who lay the tackles. They're the ones who put their bodies on the line. And the game's about them. And I was pleased to see them contribute. And they've had a terrific week of training. And they've contributed to everything. They've worked hard and they got a really good result today. So, I think it'll certainly give them confidence from the game today. But next week we'll get scrutinised, just like we were 10 days ago. And the following week we'll get scrutinised again. and the following week we'll get challenged again. But that's the nature of the business. None of us we're all aware of what goes on. It's just a matter of us ensuring that our standards that we want to reach are maintained. And that's today we played at a very good standard today, but we've got to keep doing it. We can't go from West Coast standard to this week's standard, and then all of a sudden accept something that's in between, because it won't get us the result we're after.
It's not unusual for a side John Lakes like you did today. Feeds off of it. There was some subconscious at the end of the match, but you didn't have that was the outcome of everything that led up to this match. It went from first siren to last siren.
Well, I think 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago it might be, that we've been talking about trying to get 4 quarters of footy together. We didn't put it all together today, but our second half we combined the effort with the scoreboard pressure. That is, the effort followed. So the effort that we put in resulted in us, kicking the score we did in the second half. So yeah, it's 120 minutes of footy, and today I reckon there were times where we looked out of the contest, but we willed our way into a contest. And some of those 50-50 balls, I think from a mental aspect, we turned 50-50 balls in our own mind to 60-40 balls. We didn't think a 50-50 ball was there. We wanted to make a 60-40 ball, and we won some balls we shouldn't have won today. So that was pleasing, because it shows a real appetite for the contest, and I think our blokes across the board were really looking forward to that fight, which was good. Can we do it again next week? That's going to be the test.